and welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel.
The owner of the New England Patriots, Robert Kraft, has been supporting Israel for years, including through donations to hospitals and the construction of a football stadium. Now he's doing one better and bringing some of the NFL's greatest players of all time to tour the country and meet their Israeli fans. Along with Pro Football Hall of Fame President David Baker, Kraft is bringing such players as Joe Montana, Jim Brown, Jerome Bettis, Roger Staubach, Joe Green, and others. The Gold Jackets will watch Israeli high school football games at a closed event in Ramat HaSharon on Thursday, but they'll be there for the public to see at Kraft Family Stadium in Jerusalem on June 18th. For the many Israeli fans of American football, this is a great chance to see some gridiron legends in the flesh. If the United Nations Human Rights Council can't be reformed, the United States says it might replace it instead. Testifying before the House Foreign Affairs Committee yesterday, United States Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said, "We are either going to reform this thing and make it reflect what it should be reflecting, or we will withdraw our support for it." If the United States pulls out, Tillerson says, it will find other means that the United States can approach human rights issues on a multilateral basis with partners who see it the same way the U.S. does. Tillerson's comments follow numerous threats from United States Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley to leave the UN Human Rights Council over its bias against Israel. Haley has accused the UNHRC of discrediting itself by focusing on Israel rather than on major human rights offenders like Iran and North Korea. Israeli writer David Grossman just won the Man Booker International Prize for A Horse Walks Into a Bar. He'll be splitting the £50,000 prize money with his translator Jessica Cohen, though, and she's just announced that she'll be donating her portion of the money to B'Tselem, a controversial left-wing NGO. Her £25,000 donation will go a long way to helping the organization film IDF activities in the West Bank, but it's a drop in the ocean compared with the millions of dollars the organization is already receiving from the European Union, UNICEF, the Ford Foundation, and Scandinavian countries. Cohen says that the organization tells uncomfortable and unflattering truths, but many in Israel see it as essentially a tool of European governments. Proposed Knesset legislation would force B'Tselem, as well as other primarily foreign-funded NGOs, to disclose their funding sources on their websites and on their promotional materials. El Al Airlines has taken a lot of criticism over the years. Consumer agencies rank the Israeli national carrier for its poor on-time record as among the worst in the world, for example. Israelis complain about its high fares and frequent strikes, too. Well, now Heathrow Airport has something to add. Apparently, El Al causes the most noise and air pollution over London out of any other Heathrow airline, too. In fact, El Al narrowly beat out other Middle Eastern airlines for last place, including Kuwait Airways, Omar Air, and Middle Eastern Airlines. In response to the critique, El Al says that it's replacing its older 747 fleet with 787 Dreamliners that will be more environmentally friendly and less noisy. By 2020, the 747s will be completely replaced on the London route. Unfortunately, those changes are unlikely to help El Al when it comes to timeliness or competitive pricing. That being said, at least when it comes to kosher airline meals, they're the best in the business. Hundreds of elite IDF soldiers have been on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus over the past week, but not for the seafood and not for the baths of Aphrodite. They are there for a large-scale war exercise that simulates a war on foreign soil. Almost 500 soldiers of the Commando Brigade, as well as Israel Air Force pilots in airplanes and helicopters, took part in the simulation. It's the 6th unit-wide exercise of the Commando Brigade, but the first one to be held abroad. Around 100 Cypriots also took part in the exercises, practicing urban warfare, above-ground and below-ground combat, and fighting in mountainous areas. At the end of the day, the IDF commandos probably didn't have as relaxing a time in Cyprus as most other Israelis, but still, we hope they at least got to try the delicious halloumi cheese.
That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you next time with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.